Hey, welcome back to Late Night. We're here with Willie Geist, and you do long-form interviews, which you think you're wonderful at, and you get to talk to super interesting people. You interviewed Henry Winkler. He came here right after he talked to you. You got to talk to him at Katz's Deli.
Yeah, so he grew up on the Upper West Side of New York. He's a New Yorker, really.
Yeah.
We went to Katz's Deli, where he goes every time he's in town. It is a big scene in there, locals, but also a lot of tourists.
And you did not shut down the restaurant. This
No.
is you interviewing him, and you can tell, like, these are just people
Those
eating.
are just people.
Yeah.
Those are just people. And the amazing thing about Henry Winkler, who, as you know, is a wonderful guy. And at the end of our interview, he said, farewell, I have to go see Seth. And then he went out the door.
And then it does seem like he maybe stopped to bother some diners.
Well, he was doing table visits, but he doesn't work there. But he has been the Fonz for 50 years, and he doesn't run from it. He embraces it. He's running for mayor. Every table, he takes the picture, shakes the hand. And I didn't know you guys had this picture, but that was a moment, that couple right there was on their honeymoon from France, and he heard their story, and we're doing our interview right in front of them, and he did not do that for the camera, although we grabbed it. At the end of their meal, he slipped them, and he paid for their lunch.
It's really amazing.
He's a very sweet guy, and he's super smart and he's super funny, but he's also just like, he loves it. He embraces it. His wife, Stacy,
she's the best.
She's like, we're gonna be here a while, because he's going to every table.
He's a good person. He is a very good person. So on your Sunday show, you do long-form interviews, and then, of course, you're still on Morning Joe. You're still interviewing people there. You interviewed Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
And we were talking, it's a little telling, and maybe speaks to where he is in the polls, that he's even doing a show like Morning Joe that's maybe a little bit more contentious an interview than he would have on, say, Fox News.
Yeah, I mean, he's never been on our show before. He came out a couple weeks ago. It was supposed to be the big interview we had, but it was right in the middle of the war in Israel when it had started, so we just talked foreign policy. But he was on with us this morning, a few floors below here, and you do ask yourself, okay, what's the calculus here? Why is Ron DeSantis coming to a place where we frankly haven't been that friendly to him over the last several months and the last year? And he came on and he sat and he took all of our questions. And you're wondering, is he here to start the fight so he can have the clip to send out to his supporters? And that wasn't the case. I mean, we talked to him for 40 minutes, and we appreciated that he sat and talked to us and took all of our questions. So it is, though, you wonder, okay, is this to get the donors on board? Is this to get independents on board? What's the strategy of being Ron DeSantis in a Republican primary and coming on MSNBC?
Obviously, he's very forcefully against the bureaucracy, right? And that's one of his platforms. I won't deny him that. And you sort of called him out because he used the language, I'm going to slit the throats of bureaucrats. Now, obviously, he means he wants to fire people in the government. Whatever, he's allowed that. But you called him out on the language because we are living in this time where, rhetoric is pretty heated. It seems like you should be able to concede, you know what, Willie, you're right. That was a bad way of saying a thing. Obviously, that's not what I want to do literally. How did you find his answer in that moment?
Yeah, I sort of put it in the context of what we're living through right now, actually, which is that rhetoric can lead to violence. And I said, what about January 6th? And it does matter what you say, and I don't think you meant that you literally wanted to slit the throats of federal bureaucrats on day one. But why say it like that? Just say, I want to fire them. And he wasn't, he didn't fight back that much on it, I found, which was pretty interesting. He said, nobody thinks I actually meant that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is there's corruption in the government, we have to root it out. I said, I know, I understand, but you may not mean that, but people hear that, they take signals, and rhetoric does matter in our political world. So I don't know, the whole experience was interesting because he was definitely not as combative as he's been previously or as I expected him to be necessarily. So he sort of conceded maybe that he shouldn't have said it that way.
Well, and I do think we should celebrate any non-combative interviews. So, you know what? Credit where credit's due.
Take one.
Another piece of language you've taken issue with is when Donald Trump refers to his children as his kids.
Well, there's something about, so the children are 45.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Don Jr. is 5 years away from being qualified for AARP.
Right.
That's just a fact.
Yeah.
So so they go and they testify, as you just talked about, in court, and Donald Trump sends out these missives about, stay away from my children, as though they're toddlers. Stay away from my children. They're grown men who ran your businesses.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's something about the children thing. I don't know what we say. The sons or the.
Yeah. I don't know what you say either,
work.
but he is kind of using it like Have we no respect for the children?
What about the children?
What about the children?
What about the 45-year-old children?
Yeah. You obviously covered the speaker's race as well. I don't think a lot of us knew about Mike Johnson, including maybe even people in Congress who served with him.
That's what's been so interesting to me. You say that joking, but really, we've had people come on, Republicans and Democrats, some say it on camera, some say it off, who say, I don't know the guy. I mean, they say there are 435 of us. We don't all know each other, but I really don't know him. So he came out, and frankly, I mean, they went way down the depth chart, right? They didn't get choice 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and he got the job. A bunch of moderates who said, I will not vote for anybody who has denied the results of the 2020 election. In the end, went, okay, what the hell? What are you going to do, right?
Yeah, you know
what are you going to do? So I think, but people should know that Speaker Johnson didn't only participate in the attempt to overturn the 2020 election, he was one of the leaders. And he did it, he's a lawyer, on a constitutional basis. He led that charge. Yeah. So when people say, oh, at least we didn't get Jim Jordan or somebody aggressive and combative, well, this guy, he's got a better haircut.
Yeah.
He has the same ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take the win where we can. What a pleasure to have you. Always
fun,
so nice
Chad.
to see you guys. Willie Guys, Sunday Today airs Sunday mornings on NBC, and Morning Joe airs weekday mornings on MSNBC. We'll be right back with James Austin Johnson.